Hey there, I'm Michelle McPherson, and in this video, I'm going to show you the top locations that you have got to be getting backlinks from for top rankings in 2012 and beyond. But before we go one step further, I want to take a minute and I want to show you a little bit about who I am and why you should even listen to me in this video. So I've worked at home independently, been my own boss for 9 years now. During the last 6 years, I've earned my living with internet marketing. My focus is and has always been building WordPress blogs in unique niches and then generating traffic via search engine optimization. Now, when I first started 6 years ago, a lot of what I did and a lot of the techniques that I used were actually black hat. And what I'm going to show you today is not black hat at all, but what I learned in that sometimes seedy underworld is something that I do want to share with you in this video. So I've been seen on places like the 100 Most Powerful Women on Twitter and Women's Entrepreneur, and I can even amazingly hold my own when there are men around, as I've done on Mashable and the Wall Street Journal, and as a featured case study in Jeff Walker's product launch formula. Now, even though I don't run around the speaking circuit because I'm a total homebody, I have been coerced and I finally caved and got on stage with the likes of Frank Kern, Ed Dale, and Andy Jenkins. But truthfully, I'm really happiest with a few close friends and my family nearby. I'm an introvert, I'm a pretty shy person, and I might even be a little bit awkward once you meet me. But let's get back to the black hat stuff. Now, in 2006, I launched this software called Batterator, and it was a software that helped friends and bands invite people to their MySpace pages. And in turn, those bands and things could get more popular that way. This software was so popular that it was making me over $30,000 a month in income. But the truth is that the Batterator software that I made and sold was never made to be just the friend inviter that it ended up as. That functionality of adding friends to your MySpace account was added as an afterthought. See, the software was actually made to get backlinks. Now, you've got to understand why you'd want to get links from a place like MySpace first before we go any further. So let me cover that real quick, and then I'll go back and I'll finish this black hat Batterator story. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that you know that when you have a website, one of the ways, and in fact the most important way to encourage Google and other search engines to rank you highly is by getting other sites to link to your site. It's a pretty simple formula, and I like to think of it as votes. For every site out there that links to you, Google kind of thinks of it as a vote in your website's favor. It's like all those outside sites linking to you are saying, yeah, these guys are cool. They're vouching for you. The more outside sites that Google sees vouching for you, the more authority that your site is going to gain. And as your site gains more authority, it'll rise in the search engine rankings just like you want it to. But don't take my word for it. You don't have to. Every 2 years, the preeminent SEO site, SEOmoz, publishes their search engine ranking factors report. The most recent edition, you can see a portion of it here, compiled the experience and expertise of 132 of the world's brightest SEOs, and they say that the most important signals in Google's algorithm are page level link metrics at 21.45% and domain level link authority features at 21.13%. Page level link metrics and domain level link authority features aren't very friendly terms. I got it. What those terms mean is that the number of other sites that link to your page and to your domain overall matter in the eyes of Google. You've got to get lots of sites linking to you, and it's best if those sites linking to you have some authority of their own so that they can pass that on to you. And you've got to get those other sites linking to you with the anchor text that you want to rank for, the key phrase that you want to rank for, at least a partial match in that anchor text. Okay, so back to the black hat thing. Since I really dove into black hat SEO in 2005, by early 2006, I had thousands of sites that were built with automated software and then they were cloaked. I needed to get links for those sites so that they would get traffic and therefore they'd get ranking and then they would go ahead and make me some money. Unlike a lot of my more experienced and at the time much richer mentors, I could not afford to just go buy links for all of my sites month after month, and so I had to look elsewhere for my links. Now, this funny little site called MySpace had been on my radar for about a year or so because a lot of my friends were using it to keep in touch with each other. And because I'm a relentless link builder, one thing I noticed was that very popular MySpace pages often also had very high authority in the eyes of the search engines. And you could leave comments on those people's pages with your chosen anchor text, your chosen key phrase that you want to rank for. The wheels were turning, and boom, I figured out I could leave comments on high authority, popular MySpace pages that then pointed to my own sites. I started doing it, it worked, but I needed a faster way to do it. And that's the real reason that I had the Batter Adder software built. It was built to leave comments on popular MySpace pages for SEO purposes. Now, it might seem like common sense now in that you go to a high authority site, particularly those that are kind of in the social media area, and you get a link back to your site from those other sites. But back then, nobody was doing it. I even pitched the idea to some buddies and nobody wanted in on the idea. It was like a foreign concept at the time. Now, obviously, the idea of getting links from these kinds of sites completely revolutionized SEO and internet marketing as a whole. And I'm really proud to have been the first person that I'm aware of, at least, to publicly talk about the new link building ideas that I was having back then. But there's another massive shift in SEO and link building that you need to know about that's happening right now. SEO and the search results, and therefore your level of influence in your marketplace, has been increasingly and overwhelmingly influenced by social media and by social networking sites. This has been seeping into Google's algorithm for the last 2 years, and it started with Google's social search product. Let's take a look at a screenshot. You'll see this at the bottom of any search results page that you get when you signed into your Google account. It's displaying results from your social circle of friends and contacts and people that you follow on Twitter or Google Plus for the key phrase that you entered. And in this case, the key phrase was marketing. Google's social search rolled out in October 2009, so it was ages ago, but it was the beginning indicator that social profiles from sites like Twitter may begin to play a bigger hand in the search results pages as time went on. After years of speculating that social sites were influencing the search engine results because of things like this, Google finally answered questions recently about how these social profiles and social sharing may or may not be accounted for when determining what pages rank and which ones don't in the search results pages. So we wanted to know if data from sites like Twitter and sites like Facebook were in fact influencing the results in the regular search results listings at the top of the results pages. Google was asked, if an article is retweeted or referenced much in Twitter, do you count that as a signal outside of finding any non-no-followed links that may naturally result from it? And Google said that yes, we do use it as a signal. It is used as a signal in our organic and news rankings. So why does this matter to you? Simply put, if an article that you have written, a blog post that you have written, gets a lot of retweets, gets a lot of social shares, Google does notice, and it's going to use that as a positive signal in their search results pages. That means that your page could potentially rank higher than it would have if it did not have social sharing. Next question was, do you track links shared within Facebook, either through personal walls or fan pages? Google answered, we treat links shared on Facebook fan pages the same as we treat tweeted links. We have no personal wall data from Facebook. Between these two questions that Google answered, what we know is that Google is looking for social media signals like tweets and links and Facebook shares, not to mention the data that they're tracking on Google+, to let them know that your site and your URL are in fact important. But this isn't the end of the road for the old backlinks model of search engine optimization either. In fact, this is actually quite the opposite. Backlinks are more important than ever before, but not just any old backlinks. With Google's new eye towards social media sharing and activity as a positive ranking factor, it's imperative that you be getting links from social media, networking, and sharing kinds of sites. Your site has got to have a presence on these kinds of sites to be recognized as an authority in your marketplace in 2012. You got to have people sharing your stuff. You have to have a presence on these social media sites. But again, I'm not going to ask you to take my word for it. Back here at the SEO Moz Ranking Factor Survey, The SEOs, 132 of the most respected SEOs in the business, were asked where they predict the algorithm is headed in years to come. Social signals at a page and domain level came in at numbers 2 and 3, as you can see right here, behind only a site's perceived value to its users, which obviously is important as well. Now, I'm not the only one who sees how these social media sites aren't just a boon to one's link building like they were back in 2006, but they are imperative and essential even to your site's success in the search engines going forward. Now, I really hate to use cliched kinds of phrases here, but the writing's on the wall, people. You have got to be consciously getting links from social media, social networking, and social sharing kinds of sites. Without doing that, you are doomed. Now, let's take a look at a worst case scenario for a little bit. Let's say that you take my advice. Let's say that you start making a concentrated effort to get links from social media type of sources. And let's say, and this is again because we're worst case scenarioing this thing here, let's say that I'm totally wrong, that the 132 SEOs who participated in the SEO Moz survey are also wrong. Oh, and that Google, who has said expressly that social signals are a part of the algorithm, are just lying about that, and that they're wrong too. So I'm wrong, okay? Social signals don't matter. This whole video doesn't matter. By building links from social sites and following that advice anyway, you're still getting traditional backlinks. So if the algorithm remains unchanged from today forward, which as we know, Google doesn't do, they change it constantly, this methodology still works. You're still going to come out ahead with more traditional backlinks than you would have before by getting them from social sites. And what if everything that you've learned here today is actually right? What if Google has begun incorporating social signals? They already said that they do. But what if the collective wisdom of the SEO Moz panel holds true and these social sharing signals grow in importance over the years and you haven't taken this advice? What then? Now, I hate to say it, but if you don't get started on this, or if you think that the rudimentary bare minimum links that you've thrown onto Twitter, Squidoo, or Wet Paint are enough for this social signals algorithm, you have got another thing coming to you. This is not enough to be competitive. You're going to have to do more than that. But what if you run with it? What if you go ahead and you put a focus on social link building and sharing like the experts have said, and what Google themselves has said? Where could you be in a year's time? This year, it took me to this beautiful spot. This is Tunnels Beach on the north shore of Kauai. But you need the steps to get there, and that's what 30-minute backlinks is. It's a year's worth of action steps for dominating the new Google algorithm. Inside, you'll find a full 365 days worth of locations to build social media type links. That's one social media link source to tap into per day, every day, for a full year. You don't have to think, you don't have to find sources for your links anymore. 30-minute backlinks completely removes that obstacle for you. Now, the 365 link sources inside are the exact link types that Google says it's looking for, the exact links you'll need for the coming future of SEO. There are a few that you may have heard of, like everybody should get a link from Twitter, right? So there's your freebie, run with it. So I cover a couple of those standards, and then it gets pretty obscure. Since time is always an issue, you should know that it's called 30-minute backlinks because every source of links is guaranteed to take you less than 30 minutes to execute. Most of them actually take about 2.5 minutes to do. You can build the links yourself, one per day, per year. You can build all 365 links in the next 24 hours. I don't care. You can have your outsourcer do all the work for you at whatever pace that you'd like. You can use these link sources for as many of your own sites or even client sites as you'd like. You could even start a side business building links for other folks using these resources. Today, you can get 30-minute backlinks, and that's the entire collection of social media, social networking, and social sharing type of sites, the collection of links that Google craves, for $97. Now, my original thought with this was to charge a monthly fee, like $27 a month, for a total of $324 a year, and then I would drip out all of these backlinks, one per day for an entire year. But it takes a little bit more work for me to put that together on the back end. So today you can get everything all at once delivered immediately for the $97. It's as simple as that. It's my way of saying thank you for visiting this site and watching the video, and I hope that you learned a little something too. Now, please do not email me or put in a ticket at the support desk once this promotion is removed. It's a matter of integrity, and once this is gone, it's gone. I'm totally cool with some people not getting in on time. Now, you're standing on the edge of something very special today. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to really be ahead of the curve in internet marketing and SEO. After watching this video, you know something your competition is too busy, too ignorant, or too lazy to implement. You have the advantage. And with 30-minute backlinks, you have a plan to execute that advantage. Now, it's time to get to work, start building these specific links, or you can just click away and go back to surfing. You choose, but I really hope that I see you on the inside.